What's going on, Mike? How are you doing today? Good to hear it's at the end of your day, end of your shift. Double D, what's going on, buddy? Double D, I think you're starting to put up videos on the regular, man. After a good little break, I'm happy to see that. My man Josh, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for stopping in. Josh, we didn't get the weather we were talking about this past Sunday, man, but we will have to hook up again at some point. Mr. Calzada, how you doing, buddy? Haven't seen you in a little bit. I know you're out there kicking butt as usual. Mike, what do you do, man? You're working on a lathe, so you're cutting metal or something. What exactly do you do? That's it. That sounds like that's interesting work. My man Jay's in the house. What's going on, Buzz? How are you? Left lane, man. Anytime, left lane. I'm glad I can be of some sort of assistance. Mr. Bean, what's up, buddy? My dog's in the house. I'm glad you could remember that today was Thursday. Bat, what's going on, buddy? Bat was in here plenty early. Stopping in to drop a line. We appreciate that, Bat. All right, Mike, that sounds awesome, man. A machinist. I kind of figured you were, Carlos. Keep chugging along, buddy. Keep making it happen, man. A San Antonio favorite coffee in one of our videos. Mama, what's the name of that HEB brand, San Antonio coffee that we've been enjoying over the years? Mike, that sounds like you've got some awesome skills, man, some knowledge. I'm telling you, when it comes to working with machinery, building things, man, I'm probably the least experienced person possible. Anytime I need anything done at the house, I've got to bring somebody in to get it done if I want it done properly. The last time I tried to do a little work, it started out like a $25 replacement part. And by the time I got finished replacing that part in the bathroom, uh, the project ended up with me paying a $2,600 deductible to get the work repaired. So I don't mess around anymore. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Mama. It's called a Taste of San Antonio. Left lane, that coffee that Mom and I really enjoy, man, is sold in HEB, and it's called a Taste of San Antonio. Ryan is in the house. What's happening, buddy? Thanks for stopping in. oh, old bat brain. Mike J, what's happening, buddy? How are you? Yes, sir, Carlos, man. Just keep making it happen. Congrats on your success, bro. Hard work, man. Mike, man, that's a good thing. Skilled labor will never go out of style. If you've got something that you're completely knowledgeable of, a subject matter expert, it's always going to be in demand. Charlie Cruz, my man, what's happening, buddy? How are you doing? Al's in the house. Where are you cooking, Carlos? Donnie's in the house. My man Donnie, how are you doing, buddy? Thanks for stopping in this evening. He said, Mike, when you're at home, you want a break, huh? Nothing wrong with that, man. There you go, Left Lane. Let me know what you think of that coffee after you get a mouthful. Daddy Dutch Carlos is one of those. He'll make a decision on the road. Oh, yeah. Mr. Bean knows his coffee as well. Yeah. Taste of San Antonio is really, really good. Mr. Scampers, what is up? I am telling you, I replaced just a little piece on the bathtub faucet in our guest bathroom, and I thought it was all well and good until a few days later we found water on the floor coming through the walls. And like I said, long story short, my deductible to get that wall torn out, replaced, dried out, $2,600, and the part that I initially replaced was about $25. So if I want something done right, I'm going to bring somebody in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've given the peanut gallery a little bit of time to find their seats. Welcome back once again to another episode with Mom and Papa Joe. We appreciate all of you stopping in. We missed last week. Mom and I decided to go spend a little time on the coast. We went and hung out in Corpus Christi with my buddy Mr. Bean right here in the chat for a weekend of fishing. I know last 2 weeks ago, our last live, I talked about a catch and cook video. Well, let me give you the story before anybody asks any questions. It's been a while since I've been fishing. And the last time we went fishing might be a year ago. Salt water, come back, rinse off all my reels as usual, and then put them away. But they're put away for extended periods, as this one was. So as we're packing up last Thursday, we decided to switch vehicles at the last minute. And as I pull the fishing rods out of one vehicle, I realized that one of the reels was frozen. And immediately that kind of just really pissed me off. And I honestly started thinking about just putting the fishing rods back and just going for a weekend of hanging out. Mama talked me into it. She said, you get there, you're going to want to fish. So I grabbed another pole and we went down there. The minute we hooked up with CJ Bean after we got there, and he said, man, they're not really biting. I've caught a couple of small ones. I was pretty much resigned to the fact that my rods were not going to get wet last weekend. And I'm here to tell you, they never did get wet. I never touched a fishing rod on the water. We hung out with CJ Bean. I watched him fish a couple of hours on different days. And man, we just enjoyed hanging out on the coast, sightseeing, eating some good food, and had a wonderful weekend. And as I look back at it, it might have been the perfect weekend. We got to watch somebody fishing, even though we weren't fishing. The weather was great. We had the dog with us. We couldn't ask for a better weekend, man. So thanks for the invite, Mr. Bean. We'll do it again. And hopefully next time I will come there with my mind geared for fishing. What is everybody doing? What was everybody doing last weekend, man? St. Patty's Day, spring break. How many of you went anywhere? Really took some time off, enjoyed spring break with the kids? Did anybody do anything special? We have got a fun Saturday planned. We're judging a regional high school cook-off, Mom and I. And Andrew, Grill Sergeant, reached out and said, "Oh, he was going to be judging the same event." So we're going to hook up with Andrew on Saturday and judge these high schoolers. And they're like 4 categories. I believe uh, chicken ribs, maybe pork chop, and then there was a fajita taco category. And mama knew right off the bat I did not want to judge chicken. I did not want to judge ribs, and I didn't want to judge pork chop. So mom and I signed up to judge fajita tacos. I can eat tacos all day, but in terms of barbecue chicken and barbecue ribs, in that competition sense, I just it was a turnoff. So we're looking forward to trying out what these high schoolers have to do. All right, I don't want to get too far behind in the chat, man. So let me play catch up just a little bit. Wow, Mike, 28 years, huh? That's all right, man. Yeah, that is all right. Yeah, Donnie, thank you very much for stopping in, man. I will tell you the why. The We thought about going live from Corpus Christi, but the cellular service really was sketchy. There were times when your phone, while you're trying to surf the net, would just freeze up. So we kind of knew within an hour or two of 8 o'clock that we weren't going to go live. We actually thought about it. Double D, I didn't reach out to him, man. Darwin knows that he's got an extended invite. He's got VIP status, man. He can stop in whenever he gets ready. But I didn't reach out today. Mike says he does not have a shop at home. Then everyone would want, yeah, they would put you to work on your time off, Mike. I totally understand that, man. Yeah, I totally understand that. Randy's in the house. What's going on, Randy? How are you doing, buddy? Yeah, man. And it was something, and I'm here to tell you, uh, as I look back, the fishing was just never really in my head because normally I would have checked all my rods and reels, put fresh line on them, those types of things after they've been sitting for an extended period in that garage. But this time I did none of that. I just grabbed them and rolled. So I wasn't really into it to start. Double D, uh, I'm here to tell you, he caught the biggest gaff top I've ever seen. Uh, and that might be as far as his story goes. He caught a couple of other fish, but nothing to talk about. I'm telling you, the gaff top I watched him catch was a nice size. I've never seen one that large before. Matter of fact, I didn't know they got that big. Uh, I know he put it in his cooler, so that gaff top caught hell at some point that evening. I didn't want any parts of that recipe. Oh, I absolutely was, Mike. Randy, yeah, man, I thought about updating my fishing gear, but I just don't fish enough that I want to invest any type of money in them. If I ever got back serious into fishing, and Mama will tell you, there was a time, man, when you couldn't keep me off. I didn't own a boat or anything, but you couldn't keep me from the shores or the bridges or the banks, whether it be freshwater or saltwater. And over the years, that has kind of waned off. I still enjoy it, but I no longer feel like, man, I got to get out there. If I've got friends that are going, then more than likely I'll want to go. Yes, sir. Donnie's going to be cooking in Yorktown. Been there and cooked there several times over the years. Donnie, good luck. Oh yeah, I know exactly what Bean was doing. He almost caught Bigfoot too. Uncle Steve's in the house. What's happening, Uncle Steve? Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Mike says, over the spring break, stayed at home and did crock pot corned beef dinner, nice and quiet. You know, I've never had corned beef for dinner. Anytime I've had corned beef has been, of course, breakfast. Mike, have you ever turned that corned beef into pastrami? You know, I love pastrami. When I make it, it's always been from scratch. But I understand that you're able to take a corned beef and make pastrami from it. Never done it. If you have, is there much of a difference in terms of taste? Anyone out there? Pastrami from an already corned beef, it is the taste significantly different than that of a freshly made pastrami. Let's see. Yeah, folks, and you know, CJ Bean was talking about that blackberry crown. It's not bad. You know, I had a couple of sips. I think we finished this bottle. Mixed with lemonade. It's not bad. It's something you could definitely do and enjoy on a hot day. A little refreshing. Yeah, but enjoyable. That's what I'm talking about right there, Judge. You know, I've never lived that close to the water outside of growing up in Belize. And yes, definitely fished every chance I got back in that time. But one of my duty stations that I thoroughly enjoyed, man, I was stationed Fort Belvoir, stationed Walter Reed, all in the same area, the military district of Washington, and that's DC. And man, my buddies and I, you could not keep us off the Chesapeake Bay. We had so many different fishing points, areas. Uh, we would rent boats through the military recreation center and would be fishing. Matter of fact, in my 61 years, I have fished three bass fishing tournaments, and we always rented our little. I won't even call it a bass boat. We always rented our little canoe with a crappy motor from the military recreation center. And I can remember in the mornings before all the boats would take off. Uh, and this was a man-made lake called Fountainhead in Virginia. It might be 50 boats in the tournament, man, and everybody will be at the dock until whether it be 6 o'clock. Everybody can take off, and they would fire like a starter's pistol. Boom! And in 30 seconds, everybody would disappear from the dock. I mean, that's how big and bad their boats were. Uh, would disappear from the dock, and you would see us chugging along, and we would be the last boat to get anywhere. Whenever we stopped someplace, it had already been fished, uh, and whatever good fish were there were long gone. We never came close to winning the tournament. Uh, one year out of those three, we had an eighth place bass, and we won a fishing rod, a rod and reel from that. But anytime I get together with those fellas, man, we laugh, we giggle at that just the visual of all the boats just shooting off as we put our way to the fishing areas. It was too funny. Sleepers in the house. What's happening, Lance? How you doing, buddy? Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, Mike, I love pastrami as well, man. I love pastrami, and there's nothing better than doing it yourself. Being able to control the spices, the peppers, whatever you want to put in it, man. That salt level, I absolutely love it. And if you're going to do it out there, folks, just don't do a flat. Do a whole pack of brisket, man. That point is delicious. It freezes well. Just package it in different bags and pull out little pieces anytime you get the need for a sandwich. Donnie says that the texture of that corned beef pastrami is different, but the flavor is pretty much the same. All righty. Trumpet's in the house. What's going on, Trumpet? How you doing, buddy? All right. Sleeper said he's got his recipe worked out, Uncle Steve. I keep waiting, but every time the postman shows up, he says he's got nothing for me. Daddy Dutch says that the only difference between the two is that pastrami is smoked while true corned beef isn't. All right. I wasn't aware of that. And Buzz is saying it's the same thing. Basically, smoking corned beef supposedly turns it into pastrami, but he did not notice the difference in taste. Uh, the one he smoked on Sunday. All right, so a corned beef then is pretty much just the kind of pickling of the meat, like you would do a pack of brisket on its way to pastrami. So then, is corned beef steamed? Is it baked? How do they cook it after it's been pickled? And maybe I'm not using the right terminology, pickled, but you are using those pickling spices. Oh yeah, Lance, I'm waiting too. I don't know if you remember how to do videos, but I'm waiting. I would love to see what you come up with that Uncle Steve magic. Same here, Trumpet. I've seen a lot of them, man. I'll get my hands on it at some point. Oh yeah, Sleeper, you know about the Chesapeake, man. Great fishing, great crabbing. Oh, you couldn't beat the prices, Jeff, of the military outdoor rec. They really took care of service members, man, and dependents. Oh, I love crappie fishing as well, Trumpet. 5-gallon buckets full of crappie. Oh yeah, and you can fill when you hit a patch of some good crappie, you can fill up a 5-gallon bucket in 10-15 minutes, man. Every cast, every cast, you're putting a fish in the bucket. Oh yeah, good times, Donnie. Good times. Yes, Buzz, on the Potomac. On the Potomac, yes, sir. Dallas is in the house. What's happening? Yeah, same here, Dallas. I watched a couple of games early, man, and I left in the middle at halftime of the Texas. I can't even remember who Texas was playing. My team was not in it this year, so I'm not really into it. Mr. Bean is something else. Mr. Bean could tell whether the fish were biting or not by putting a handful of water in his mouth, tasting it, swigging it around. He could determine if they're biting. I'm telling you, that dude is awesome. Yeah. Guggen is some days it's like that, man. But you know what? A lot of people said, and man, I tend to agree. You know, a bad day fishing, man, is as good as uh, a good day at work or something along those lines. You know what the hell I'm talking about. Mike, I can enjoy Reuben too. I'm not always a fan of that bread, but yes, I can. I know Mama loves them. Yeah, I know Mama loves them. Sunday dinner chef, what's happening? Tom, how are you doing, buddy? What? Trumpet says he's never had pastrami or corned beef. Wow. All right. I have never made corned beef, or if I have, I then turn that corned beef into pastrami. I guess I could say that. I guess I could say that. But I grew up not grow. I was already a young adult. I was in junior college in California, in Van Nuys, California, and right outside our junior college, man, was a little deli that sold the best, and that's where I had my introduction to our corned beef to pastrami sandwiches. I mean, just the best sandwiches. They would load up that bread with that pastrami, and then with some tongs, pick up that sandwich and dip it into that pastrami au jus, and then wrap it in the foil paper, man. Oh my goodness! I'm talking. You would sit in that parking lot, knock out that sandwich, and say, you know what, man, I'm gonna get another one to take to the house. And as a young college kid, man, we're always broke, but we always found a couple of dollars for those awesome sandwiches. All right, so corned beef is boiled in the Midwest. All right, I can see that. I thought so. I'm pretty much certain that in some places it is probably steamed. And Sunday Chef says the same thing. It's basically boiled. Thank you very much, Mama. Doesn't cost you a dime, folks. Doesn't cost you a dime. uh, hey, I'm telling you, Mr. Bean had some fun stuff. We sat down outside his camper uh, into the wee parts of the evening, man, having a good time, just telling stories. We'll do that again, Mr. Bean. My man Tom, welcome. Mike says they did theirs in the crock pot for 8 hours, and it was super tender. Buzz, I'm here to tell you, man, it Chesapeake really, really, really good crabs. You know, there are blue crabs in many different places throughout the United States, but the best I've had are the Chesapeake Bay. And I'm sure the waters have something to do with that. I'm absolutely certain. And then, man, you get that lump crab meat out of there for those crab cakes. Ain't nothing better than a Maryland crab cake. I'm not talking about Maryland style because a lot of people will copy Maryland crab cakes. I cannot think of the name of the place, but Mom and I will order uh, Maryland crab cakes, and sometimes we will get the crabs. We'll get the colossals, blue crab, but very, very expensive. And we haven't done so in the last 2 years or so. So I can only imagine what the costs are right now, especially when you add in shipping. But we would get these crab cakes that weighed 8 ounces. And I'm here to tell you, I don't know how those individuals got those crab cakes to hold together. because there was no breading. I mean, 8 ounces, and I'm telling you, there's probably 7.5 ounces of crab. The rest might be some mayo and some seasonings, some herbs. But I don't know how they got those crab cakes to hold together. But we enjoy them. I just don't think that right now I would pay what they're probably asking, along with everything else across the states. Everything is so expensive. Big D's in the house. What's happening, Power Stack? Good to see you this evening, man. How are you doing, buddy? How are you doing? Mike, drive safely. Mike, enjoy the evening, man. If we do not see you today, if not, we'll be here next week. Randy says to catch a fish, you got to think like a fish. All right. Well, then I had it kind of mixed up, Randy, because I was trying to drink like a fish, thinking it'd help me catch one. What's happening, Darwin? Double D was giving you hell for not being on the show tonight, Z. But I told him, you know, you've got an invite. Yes, Lance, that's the only way I've had corned beef, and it's in hash for breakfast, and it totally rocks. You get that crispy exterior, man, with that nice creamy, salty interior, with the potatoes mixed in. Yeah, I absolutely love corned beef hash for breakfast. You know, it's a shame that it's not something that you'll find uh, anywhere. You got to go to specific restaurants if you're looking for it, or you can always open a can. My man Z, what's going on, buddy? Man, you know I'm always down to hook up with you fellas. Trumpet. Oh yeah, yeah, Trumpet. You need to get you a hold of some pastrami and corned beef. You definitely do. Don is telling you the real deal. Corned beef is poached. All right, so you've got to be looking out for the game warden, folks. You've got to be looking out for the game warden if you're going to poach corned beef, because they'll get they'll get you. I'm messing with you, Z. All right, so poaching is like a combination of boiling and steaming. Yeah, not a whole lot of water. Let's see. Pleasantries, pleasantries, pleasantries. Rick, Rick, how many ingredients does your barbecue sauce have? You know, I've told a story already about a buddy that made an awesome barbecue sauce. But man, every single pot and pan in the house played a role, and the pile of dishes was ridiculous, as well as the length of time it took. End product was absolutely special, but not something that I want to do on a regular basis. How many ingredients does yours have, Rick? I'm not asking you for those ingredients. Just give me a number. Looking at difficulty levels. Buzz smokes the corned beef, then braises it in a pan with cabbage, potatoes, onions, carrots, beef broth. Oh, beef broth and guineas. All right, you have me at guineas. Yeah, guineas will make anything better, man. But that sounds like a fairly classic recipe, almost a comfort food type recipe. Jay, I like that. Terry's in the house. What's happening, Madwood? How are you doing, buddy? How are you doing? Yeah, Darwin. Dutch was giving you issues, man. Double D was talking about you. There you go. That's probably what it was, Darwin. Instead of breading, they just used an egg. I might look them up when I get off of here again tonight and see what they cost compared to what I've paid over the years. Woo wee! Yeah, Buzz. I can only imagine what a lump crab meat is costing, and then you got to throw in shipping. Oh yeah, that's pricey. Yeah, but 8 ounces, man, these were massive and delicious. And each time Mom and I did like a surf and turf Thanksgiving, those crab cakes would be the turf part. We really, really enjoyed them. That as well as some colossals or some jumbo soft shell crabs. Mama makes the best sandwiches out of soft shells. Hang in there, Terry. Keep taking care of yourself, buddy. Mama, Mama, write down this address. We might swing past and check out Rick tomorrow. Let's see what we got going tomorrow. We might swing past and check out Rick. Yeah, Rubens are a thing, man. Yeah, Rubens are a thing. Sleeper says he can get corned beef flat cheaper than he can a brisket. Go figure. Well, there's probably more of a demand for a brisket than there is for a corned beef flat. So that could explain that. Uh, Besides, once that flat has been corned, there's only so much you can do with it. I don't know. I'm just talking. All right, Rick says there are 9 ingredients in his sauce, and he has the recipe on his channel. So anybody interested in making a good sauce, man, go check out Rick's recipe. Looks good bottled. Uh, I think everybody knows by now I'm not much of a barbecue sauce person in the traditional sense, in that tomato-based sense. Uh, it just interferes with everything else, in my opinion. There's a time and a place, but anytime I'm around, man, you're gonna have it on the side, unless you're paying me to put it on your product. I want you to taste the good stuff. Exile, thank you for stopping in this evening. Exile asked, have you ever cooked a brisket in foil? If you have, did you notice a difference? Exile, I don't know if you're referring to cooking the brisket in foil over the entire period, or are you talking about wrapping it in foil? If that's the case, the answer is yes, I have wrapped in foil. I have never started a brisket in foil. I don't think many of us are going to do that. But I've seen people on YouTube uh, do that in the oven. They'll start a brisket in foil and sauce it, put it back in to get some color. I will tell you, if you're talking about wrapping a brisket in foil versus wrapping it in butcher paper, there is going to be a noticeable difference in texture as well as the bark. Uh, in foil, you'll get a softer bark. You will get a more tender. I don't want to say mushy, but your interior is going to be more tender. It's going to be softer. It's going to be a little wetter if you wrap in foil. Uh, when you compare that to the butcher paper, you're going to have a much more uh, crusty exterior, a drier bark. Your interior is not going to be as wet as it would be in the foil. It's still going to be nice and tender, and I think that there's a little more flavor to that butcher paper wrap brisket. There's a little more flavor. I don't know if it's because of the reduced moisture that just concentrate the flavor, but in my opinion, that the butcher paper brisket is a little more flavorful. In Exile, there's also the foil boat, where you get the best of both worlds. You're wrapped in foil, but only like the bottom half of the brisket. The top of the brisket is exposed to the smoke and the heat as that brisket continues to cook to a finish. Foil boat, we've got several foil boat briskets on videos on our channel, along with many other folks out there. So foil boat gives you the best of both worlds, so to speak. Power Stock says if you're ever in Delaware, stop by his place. Rubens are really good. All righty. We'll keep that in mind. We will keep that in mind. Soft shells can't be beat, man. I love that soft shell sandwich when it comes out of that kitchen with those legs just sticking outside the bread. Money. Yeah. Buzz says true Maryland crab cakes consist of lumped back fin crab meat, egg, breadcrumbs, Dijon mustard, and fresh parsley, fried unbattered until golden brown and delicious. Oh, yes, you're really going to make me go and spend some money, Buzz, because I want the real deal. I want the real deal. Brian V. Strum 1000. My man, what's going on, buddy? Thank you for stopping in, man. How are you doing? All right, Rick is going to be slinging barbecue 4 to 6 tomorrow afternoon. You're not going to go wrong with some Old Bay and that crab cake. You're not going to go wrong. Oh, there's some money in a good sauce, Rick. Don't get me wrong. America loves barbecue sauce, and the majority of folks love barbecue sauce, unlike me. Yeah, I think I've had crab cakes with Ritz crackers as well. Yeah, Buzz, I absolutely love a vinegar base. But again, when I say barbecue sauce in the traditional sense, I'm referring to tomato base, the sweeter tomato based products. Those are the ones that I can't get with. But man, barbecue tomatoes, vinegar based sauces, I really enjoy. I really enjoy vinegar based sauces. And one of my favorite, I keep it by the half gallon, is the Blues Hog Tennessee Red. It is so versatile. You can mix it with different things to create your own concoction. I love that. So yes, I am a fan of vinegar-based sauces. Rick says he prefers that wetter interior. Yes, sir. Yeah. Oh, and yes, that is a comment that I did not even think to mention. Exile. Another difference you're going to see is exactly what Darwin is mentioning. A foil wrapped brisket is going to finish much faster than a paper wrapped brisket. So foil will speed up your cook. Good point, Darwin. Very good point. Let's see. My man, that's my neighbor right there. That's Dennis, folks. That's my neighbor. Anytime you hear his dog, anytime you hear dogs in our videos, it's one of Dennis's until he comes and puts him inside. What's up, buddy? Man, I can't remember the names of any restaurants from that neck of the woods, Buzz. Sea Breeze, huh? Best thing on the menu. Power Stack, Big D, you had your own boat. The fried soft shells at the Sea Breeze were probably the best thing on the menu. Mom and I went for breakfast last weekend. New owners and the jury is still out, so you give them a couple of more chances. Yeah, you'll give them a couple of more chances. Oh yeah, Charlie vinegar. I can definitely get with vinegar. Trumpet is the sauce man. Trumpet loves some barbecue sauce. He loves that Rodney Scott, huh? I have never had any of Malcolm's sauces, but he makes a killer hog vinegar, huh? All right, I might look at that. Yeah, I might look at that. Buzz, you got to give them a couple of chances, man, before you pronounce sentence. Give them a couple of chances. Sleeper says his wife got the ham and cheese omelet. All the ham and cheese was on top, and only on one. Well, maybe the griddle was off balance, was not level, and all the cheese slid to one end. I don't know. No. Dennis said I threw him under the bus. uh, no, I threw the dogs under the bus, man. Yeah. Oh, Buzz, you're like oh, you're like I can't remember the name of the person I'm talking about. But man, Buzz, you have anytime you bring up a story, this guy has some experience with that particular point. And I love that because you could talk to him about anything and he'd be able to help you move along, help you gain a better understanding of whatever that topic was. So pretty cool, man. Oh, you know who it was? It was the poor conservative. It was TPC, especially when it came around to the culinary side of things. Any ingredient, any method, man, he could help you along. It was TPC, my man JC. Hey, I'm getting the feeling that Lance was not very happy with that restaurant, folks. He had some home fried potatoes, and they were frozen bag style with raw spring onions sliced on top. Gotta love it. Power Stack says corned beef is brine brisket, then you boil it. All right. The pastrami is brine brisket, but you smoke it instead of boiling it. All right. Yes, sir. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So, Mama said the same thing, huh? The griddle wasn't level. uh, Mr. Bean, the next time you catch one that large, I want you to cook it, man, and tell me exactly what it tastes like. Yeah, Yeah, next time you catch one, folks, I'm telling you that gaff top he caught had to weigh almost 3 pounds. And then let me tell you, as this fool is putting him back in the water, uh, it slips out his hand and drops into a little enclosed pool of water, uh, a pool created by rocks. So now the fish is in this pool, and this fool is not going to get the fish out back into open water. So I'm like, "Hey, are you going to get that fish back in the water?" He's like, "The hell with that gaff top." So I had to find a piece of lumber and go in there and fish that thing out, man, and get him back in the water. Always something with that dude. Wow, small kitchen, small kitchen. Rick, man, I've been keeping an eye on it because I really, really was looking. I thought earlier that I was just going to go live from the indoor studio as opposed to the outdoor studio. But the rain is held off. It's nice and comfortable outside. So yes, I'm definitely keeping an eye on it. My man Quint's in the house. What's happening, Quint? Good to see you, buddy. How have you been? Trumpet, he and I will talk on Messenger every once in a while. I'll reach out there and check, see how he's doing. And he says he's just taking a break, man. Yeah, says he's just taking a break. Sleeper's killing me, man. I kind of thought so, Buzz. Yeah, I kind of thought so. In the culinary business for over 25 years. Yes, sir. Hey, Mr. Mr. Bean, you know good and well I do not lie. Yeah, you know good and well I do not lie, buddy. TV is starting to act yeah. Upstairs. All right. Mom is giving me a heads up, folks. Satellite TV is going in and out. So yes, we definitely have some weather. So we're going to shut this down, man. So I'm not doing this in a haphazard manner when the water starts coming down, and we'll be looking forward to getting back at you guys this same time next week. So yeah, and Rick, hopefully we will see you tomorrow, buddy. Yeah, we will definitely try to make that happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call this one good. One, thank you guys and gals, as usual, for hanging out with Mom and I. We absolutely appreciate it. Be on the lookout for another video on Tuesday. In the meantime, oh, here's that thunder. We want you guys to take care of yourselves, love each other, and Mom and I will see you when we see you. Holla.